many of us can actually answer this, in an interview, right? But we struggle answering that in real life. Like, do you really know yourself? If your answer to the question, tell me about yourself in real life, does not include your values, your passions, or who you really are as a person, then maybe it's time to upgrade how you see yourself. So don't be pressure of what society tells you to do. Be yourself. Life is not about what we do, it's about who we become. Welcome to the Life Upgrade series. If someone will ask you, tell me about yourself right now, like, what would you say? Most of us would either go blank, or probably just use, you know, um, generic labels behind. I mean, we can always answer like, I'm a father, I'm a mother, or you probably answer, I'm an engineer, or whatever. But what if I told you, the way you answered that question in life actually reveals how much you truly know yourself? Again, so the way you answer that question in real life determines or actually reveal how much you truly know yourself. So the question is, how much do you know yourself? Now, let me tell you a story. I remember, once there was a family gathering, and then I remember someone approached me, and then asked me, he asked me like, Paul, what do you do outside of work? Now, for a moment, like I froze. You know why? Because my life is work and then home. I go home and then I go work. I go home, I go work. And I'm a workaholic. I have to admit that. I'm a workaholic. And when I do work, I'm very focused to the point that I don't even know that it's break time or lunch time. I mean, I know for those of you who are my previous colleagues, I know you know that. I'm really a workaholic person. So, meaning I even had a lot of overtimes, like personal choice overtime, or how do you call this? Overtimes that are not paid. Well, it's just because I'm a truly workaholic person. So anyway, going back to that scenario. So my whole identity as a person actually just revolved around my job. I was like encapsulated, So that question actually made me reflect. It made me realize, like, am I really, am I more than just my profession? You know? So, um, I mean, many of us can actually answer this, in an interview, right? But we struggle answering that in real life. Like, do you really know yourself? You know? So basically, you're not just your job title. Remember that. Okay? You always have a life outside of work. You are not just your failures too, right? There are also successes that you have to identify and acknowledge as well, right? So, and if you are definitely not just what society expects you, okay? So don't be pressure of what society tells you to do. Be yourself. So, if your answer to the question, tell me about yourself in real life, does not include your values, your passions, or who you really are as a person, then maybe it's time to upgrade how you see yourself. All right, so question time. So let me see. Question number one. What if I don't know how to define myself? All right, so straight answer there is always start with your values. Like, what matters most to you in life? Okay. Start there. Start with your values. Right. Question number 2. Should I include weakness or mistake? All right. So question number 2, should I include weakness or mistake? Yes, you can, but only if you frame it as a growth point. Okay. Life is always a progress. I mean, there's no human being that's perfect. No one is perfect. All right. So life is always a progress. And I think it's common sense. Everybody knows that, right? So it's okay to show your weakness or your mistakes as long as you tell them that you learned from it. Okay? All right, question number 3. How do I avoid sounding fake? Okay, how do I avoid sounding fake? Mm, Simple. Be honest. Just be honest. All right? Do not borrow or never borrow other people's answers. It's always best that you answer things personally or professionally, authentically, right? Or honestly. If you answer questions honestly, even on a social setup, you know, it would really go a long way. So share what is truly yours. Okay? Share what's truly yours. All right, so here's my challenge. So before this week ends, ask yourself this question. Tell me about yourself. Write it down on a piece of paper. Don't stop, okay? Don't stop your reflection. Try to think about it truly. Not just what you do, again, not just what you do, but how you are becoming. So, what do you think? Drop by your comments below, and I will love to read all of those. Okay? So, if today's reflection helped you see yourself, subscribe for more life upgrade stories every Friday. So, thank you again. Bye.